the image of perfect balance that Libra projects, there lies an ancient story. A destiny written in the stars long before your birth. This isn't about your daily horoscope. This is about decoding a spiritual contract your soul signed, a mission to heal division, to master the art of connection, and to bring true harmony into a world of conflict. My name is Anya Sage. As a psychological astrologer, I don't just read the stars. I provide the strategy to master the destiny they reveal. I'm here to guide you through the blueprint of your soul. So if you've ever felt that deep internal pull between keeping the peace and speaking your truth, you are in exactly the right place. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you won't just understand who you are. You will know, with absolute clarity, who you were always destined to become. But what does it actually mean to be destined for something? In the precise world of psychological astrology, destiny isn't a passive fate you're subjected to. It's an active strategy, a blueprint your soul engineered for its own evolution. When you hear the word karma, I want you to notice the immediate associations. Do you think of punishment? Cosmic payback? A celestial scoreboard keeping track of your past mistakes? If you do, I need you to take that entire framework and set it aside. That popular fatalistic view is the single biggest obstacle to understanding your true power. In the work we do, karma is not a sentence handed down by a judge. It is a curriculum designed by a master teacher, your own soul. Think of it as a series of chosen lessons, an advanced course in spiritual growth. Every single challenge, every difficult relationship, every recurring pattern you can't seem to shake. It's not random noise, it is a signal, an echo from past incarnations, placed in your path with divine precision. These are not traps, they are guideposts, pointing you directly toward the wounds that are ready for healing and the strengths that are waiting to be claimed. Because karma, far from being a condemnation, is an opportunity for the soul. And your soul, by choosing to incarnate under the sign of Libra, selected a very specific and incredibly noble curriculum. A mission that is essential to the healing of this world. So, what is that mission? What does this divine curriculum for the Libra soul actually entail? Let's be clear. A soul does not choose the path of Libra for an easy life. It chooses this path because it has a critical function to perform. It is a soul that, in previous incarnations, has been intimately acquainted with the chaos of imbalance. It has seen and felt the destructive force of discord, injustice, and broken bonds. And it returns with a singular, powerful directive to become a master of harmony, not just for itself, but for everyone it touches. Your soul chose to be born a Libra to answer a cosmic call, the call to be a mediator, a bridge builder, a restorer of equilibrium in a fractured world. This isn't about simply liking things to be nice. This is a deep spiritual imperative to heal the very wounds of. To understand this, we must look back, not with fear, but with strategic insight. Picture a past life, perhaps, where you were a judge in a corrupt system. You held the gavel, the symbol of justice, but your hands were tied. You were forced to hand down an unjust sentence, and the look in that innocent person's eyes has been imprinted on your soul's memory for lifetimes. That single moment created a profound karmic debt, not of guilt, but of purpose. A burning need to restore fairness, to make things right, to ensure that justice, true justice, prevails. Or imagine another existence. See yourself as a diplomat, a peacemaker sent to broker a truce between two warring families or tribes. You walked into the heart of their hatred, armed with nothing but reason and an open heart. You poured your entire being into building a bridge of understanding, only to have it collapse. Perhaps you were betrayed. Your efforts used by one side to gain an advantage over the other. your olive branch was not just reject, and you were left standing in the ruins of your good intentions, heartbroken by the very conflict you sought to heal. Do you feel the echo of these stories? They are the source of Libra's primary karmic wounds, which manifest in your life today in incredibly specific ways. The first and most defining wound is a deep, pervasive feeling of incompleteness. This isn't a simple desire for a partner. It's a soul-level sense that a part of you is missing, that you can only be whole through union with another. This comes directly from those past lives of painful separation and division. Your soul is constantly trying to mend the schism, to find the other half that will finally make the scales balance. This is the source of the classic Libra search for the perfect partner, the one who will complete them. This leads directly to the second wound, a primal fear of loneliness and abandonment. Having experienced the agony of being cast out or betrayed when trying to create unity, the Libra soul develops This is not a superficial insecurity. It's a deep karmic trauma that drives one of the most challenging Libra patterns, and that is the pattern of self-sacrifice. To avoid conflict and ensure you are never abandoned, you learn to systematically forfeit your own needs. You become a master at sensing what others want and morphing to fit their expectations. You say yes when your soul is screaming no. You quiet your own desires to amplify the desires of others. You carry the burden of maintaining harmony in every relationship, often at the expense of your own spirit, because that past life echo tells you that the alternative, conflict and loneliness, is simply unbearable. Now that we've explored these deep-seated karmic wounds, I'm curious which one you feel in your own life. Is it the constant worry about being alone? Or that deep need to please others to keep the peace? Let me know in the comments below. Your stories help us all understand this energy better. Understanding these wounds is not by seeing the origin of these patterns, by recognizing them not as personal flaws but as ancient echoes. You are taking the first, most critical step in deactivating them. You are reclaiming your power from the past because your soul didn't choose this mission to be a victim of its history. It chose this mission to become a master of it, armed with a set of extraordinary spiritual gifts that we are about to uncover. Let's open that playbook and look at the superpowers your soul was given. These are not just pleasant personality quirks. They are high-level spiritual tools, precision-engineered for your mission of bringing harmony to a fractured world. First, and perhaps most beautifully, is your gift of perception. You have this almost supernatural ability to see beyond the masks, the defenses, the messy human exteriors, and recognize the core of light and potential that resides in every single individual. It's that golden nugget of wisdom, the ability to see beyond appearances, to recognize You are a soul-level talent scout, seeing the masterpiece inside the rough block of marble. And in doing so, you become the catalyst for others' growth. Second, you are a natural architect of accord. Where others see the chaos and noise of conflict, you see a system of competing needs and unheard perspectives. You don't just naively keep the peace. You strategically engineer justice. Your mind is a set of scales, instinctively weighing every argument, every feeling, every nuance to find that single, elegant point of balance where a fair solution can be born. This isn't passive avoidance. It is active, brilliant diplomacy. It's the reason you are the anchor in any storm. And third, you possess a profound intuition for the physics of connection. You understand the unspoken laws that govern human bonds, what builds trust, what creates safety, what forges a relationship that can withstand pressure. It's a quiet, powerful wisdom that allows you to create spaces where people feel safe enough to lower the They are your inheritance. But this brings us to the great central paradox of the Libra path. If you are so brilliantly equipped to design and create harmony for everyone else, why does your own inner world and even your most intimate relationships so often feel profoundly, painfully out of balance? That is the critical question we must now have the courage to confront. The courage to confront it begins with understanding where the battle is actually being fought. Your karmic journey isn't a vague, abstract struggle. It's a series of 4 distinct, predictable tests. This is the great spiritual curriculum your soul chose, and your inner imbalance is simply a sign that class is in session. Let's dissect the syllabus. Your soul's final exams are held in the 4 most critical arenas of your life. First, the test of love. Here, your karma manifests as a brutal conflict between 2 deep-seated needs: the desire to find the perfect, soul-completing partner, and the simultaneous, desperate need to pee. This is where the great Libra fantasy leads you astray. You're not just looking for a partner. You're casting a role in a movie that only you have the script for. You're chasing a Hollywood rom-com. It's scripted, the lighting is perfect, and the ending is guaranteed. But it's completely unreal. You're waiting for a flawless character to walk on set, not a real human being. Here's the strategic truth. Real, lasting love is not about finding a finished masterpiece. It's about 2 imperfect people being handed a block of marble and a chisel and deciding to carve something beautiful together. It requires dust, effort, mistakes, and collaboration. The karmic lesson here is to stop auditioning for a fantasy and start building a reality. To accept that true harmony in love comes from embracing imperfection, both in your partner and, most importantly, in yourself. This leads directly to your second test, relationships. Not just romantic, but all of them. This is the battleground of people-pleasing. You find yourself trapped in a pattern of pleasing others, of mediating every dispute, of smoothing every rough edge, often at the catastrophic expense of your own needs and well-being. You become the unpaid, emotionally exhausted manager for everyone else's happiness. Why? Because a part of your soul still believes a lie, that your value is determined by your utility to others, and that any form of disagreement threatens your very existence. To pass this test, you must master what I call the art of the graceful no. This is not about becoming cold or selfish. It's about becoming a clear and effective guardian of your own energy. It's a critical skill, so let's make it practical. Here are 2 phrases you can start using tomorrow. First, for practical requests, I'd love to help, but my plate is completely full right now. Can we look at this next week? It's clear, it's non-confrontational, and it buys you space without rejecting the person. Second, and more importantly, for emotional dumping. It establishes an emotional boundary, honors your own limits, and teaches others that your energy is not an infinite resource. Every time you say a graceful no to something that drains you, you are saying a powerful yes to your own soul. Your third test is in the world of work and ambition. The Libra soul craves a harmonious work environment. The problem is, ambition and competition are often anything but harmonious. This creates a deep-seated conflict. You have brilliant ideas, but you hesitate to voice them for fear of creating waves. You see a path to leadership, but you shy away from the competitive climb because winning implies someone else has to lose, a reality that unsettles your spirit. You end up either in roles far below your potential, or you try to create harmony in toxic environments, burning yourself out in the process. The karmic lesson here is not to abandon ambition, but to redefine success. Your path isn't to become a ruthless shark in a sea of competition. Your destiny is to think mediation, diplomacy, design, consulting, strategy, counseling. Any field where building bridges, creating beauty, and finding elegant solutions is the key to winning. Your work should be an extension of your soul's purpose, not a battlefield you have to endure. Finally, we arrive at the fourth and most intimate test, your own emotional world. This is the test of emotional honesty. To avoid external conflict, the untrained Libra has one primary tactic: repress negative feelings. You feel anger, but you smile. You feel hurt, but you say, "It's fine." You feel resentment, but you swallow it and carry on. The strategic error is believing that an unexpressed emotion is a non-existent one. But that's not how energy works. Repressed feelings don't disappear. They metastasize. They leak out as passive aggression, as unexplained anxiety, as chronic indecisiveness, and eventually as explosive outbursts over something completely trivial, leaving everyone, including you, confused. Your pursuit of peace. The karmic lesson is profound. True, sustainable harmony is impossible without emotional honesty. It is not a weakness, it is the prerequisite for genuine connection. Acknowledging your anger or your hurt isn't starting a fight. It's an invitation to a deeper, more authentic level of relationship. It's the bravest, most balancing act of all. These are your four great karmic battlefields: love, relationships, work, and emotions. Now that you have the map of your four great tests, the question becomes, for what ultimate purpose? What is the grand prize for passing this curriculum? That's where we find your true destiny. The grand prize, dear Libra, isn't something you win. It's something you become. Your ultimate destiny isn't to find perfect balance out there in a flawless partner or a conflict-free career. Your mission is to forge that balance, piece by piece, inside yourself. Remember, your soul has chosen this path, filled with the very challenges that unlock your greatest strength. Your destiny is to become a living example of inner harmony and justice, helping others find peace through your own transformation. The world doesn't need another person who says yes to keep the peace. It desperately needs a soul who has found their own unshakable center. Someone whose peace is so authentic, it gives others permission to find their own. This is your purpose: to finally understand that your worth is non-negotiable, independent of any external approval. When you master this, you stop chasing harmony. You radiate it. You become the balance you were born to create. And that becomes your ultimate gift to us all. And that, dear Libra, is the heart of your mission. This entire journey, from understanding the ancient wounds of conflict and injustice, to embracing your incredible gifts for diplomacy and insight, has all been leading to this single moment. Powerful truth. You are not just learning to balance the scales, you are learning to become the balance. The path. If this deep dive into your soul's blueprint resonated with you, help this wisdom find others who need it. Give this video a like and share it with another Libra who is ready to understand their own power. And to continue exploring the hidden layers of your chart with me, subscribe to the channel. These deeper topics can be a beacon for many, but they can also be sensitive. So be sure to hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss our next exploration together, no matter what.